Welcome back to Cephas Unscripted, episode 140. Hoping to catch Brett a bit later in this episode. Fingers crossed. But for the moment, it's just myself and Brevan, and we've got a bit of URC round 5. Brevan, how are you feeling, my man?
Sure, all good, my man. All good. Yeah, big weekend again. We've seen some squad announcements from the Bulls and the Sharks. Crazy announcements.
Bro.
Because even though we knew like the Sharks had a team and a half, until they fully put it on paper, then you rarely see what they have, which is crazy.
And
But
all of
yeah,
a
I'm
sudden, me
excited.
calling for Plumtree's head if they don't win doesn't seem too far off. If you look at who's even injured, who's not even made the team, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, it's gonna be a good weekend of rugby, I'm sure. Um, Obviously, like my team starting off with that Friday night game, which is never ever nice to play because I don't know, there's just something about a Friday night, and then also in Europe, you're like, oh no, you know. But I still back them, but we'll get into that properly later. But yeah, all excited.
Yeah, I actually wish that the two Friday night games aren't always at the same time. Like, I would love for us to have instead of switching between the channels, because I really want to watch the Bulls game. But I think this Ulster Ospreys game could be like really saucy, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean,
Ah,
Ospreys have shown.
I think so, because people have been calling us out for not watching the best game of the weekend, which was Ulster versus Connacht. They said it was an absolute classic, and we missed it, all three of us.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there's only so much rugby you can watch on the weekend. I mean, we can't
Yeah,
just
that
glue our eyes to.
game just didn't jump out, but I'm thinking maybe this one does.
Yeah, but like, listen, Ospreys have done pretty well so far this season. Obviously, a good win over the Stormers, a bit of a disappointing game against Munster, brought themselves back against the Bulls. So they'll have some sort of confidence thinking that they can hang with the big boys. And then, of course, Ulster, it's always been a good side regardless of who they have. Like, they've always just been a solid side. So it probably has potential to be a good game. But unfortunately, I'll be watching the Bulls. Well, not
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Well,
because
we'll start off talking about the Bulls, because obviously we always talk about the South African teams first. Um, Bulls, Scarlets. Scarlets got the upset victory over Cardiff. Cardiff at home. The Bulls decided not to go full strength, but they still like. I think it's more rotational, but like obviously a lot of the big boys are still there. Curtly Orange is still there. Kanan Moody's still there. David Creel, red card rescinded. What's your thoughts on that one?
correct decision. Obviously, he's not even in the squad this weekend. But
He's
yeah,
not.
I mean, no, he's not even on the bench. I think they're just giving a lot of players a rest so that the last two games, I think it's against Benetton and Connacht, I think it is, if I'm not mistaken, after the Scarlets game. Yeah, you should. I just think have those players ready for those two games, because if you look at the four teams we play, Ospreys, Scarlets, Benetton, and Connacht, you kind of think that, say, quote unquote easiest game would be Scarlets. So yeah,
It's supposed to be, but the Scarlets, they got a nice little comeback draw against Benetton the first game of the season. They got the victory over Cardiff this weekend. They pulled Connacht very close. So they've been no scrubs this season. Like all the Welsh teams, for some reason, but they've kind of pitched up,
yeah.
by surprise. Um, yeah, but you should still get the job done. Like there's still Akker van der Merwe, who everyone talked about wanting to see in the green and gold.
And he's
Volker Low
captaining the side.
has still been there. Sorry.
Yeah, I said Akker van der Merwe was captaining the side as well. So
Yeah, so
yeah.
you haven't got scrubs in the team. You still got big names. Probably one of the last times you'll see Curtly Orange for a little bit. So you're trying to juice everything you possibly can out of
Yeah.
him, telling him there's no breaks. You can have your break when you go to Japan. We'll milk you for everything you're worth at the moment. Um, yeah, but I'm going Bulls to get the job done. I wouldn't say it's going to be a comfortable victory just because the Scarlets will be up for
Mm.
it. I'm going 9-10 points still. Still
Yeah.
Respectable
So
margin.
yeah, I think if I look at the team, something that's kind of impressed me is the fact that we've dealt with the depth situation. I think the fact that we don't have a Rowan Nokia, we don't have a Gerard Stenekamp, we don't have Ulrich Lowe, um, that
Is
type of
Cameron
thing. There's a
Hannekom
lot of
playing?
He's playing eight, so Hannekom is there. But the fact that we've got better depth this season gives me a bit more confidence going into games like this. Not saying it's going to be easy. I still think, like you said, it will be a tight grit game. They'll be up for it. But I'm on the same page. I think Bulls by 8 or 9 would be a good
Yeah.
result.
That's the thing. Like, it doesn't feel like over rotation. It feels like a well balanced piece of rotation where it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, some guys coming through, but they're still playing with the big names. The big names are still there, and even some big names missing out. Like the balance just feels good. Like it doesn't feel like a
yeah,
15-man swap, and there's no going to be no chemistry. Like the balance is still and the yeah the basis is still there. So yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
let's move on. Big game, probably the biggest game of this weekend is the Springboks versus Glasgow. Now, listen, I don't know if this Sharks team loses against the defending champions at home, they should sack their coach. There's no way on earth you can you're gonna tell me this team loses to the defending champions. It is ridiculous. I mean, let me, in case someone missed it, this is the team. Auction Chair, Ponge Manambi, Vincent Koch. Eben Etzebeth, we don't care about who he's in 5. Sia Kulisi, Vincent Chuka, Pepsi Buthelezi. Right? Then
No, it's
Jaden
not
Hendrickson,
Vincent. It's
Jordan
his
Hendrickson.
brother.
Huh?
It's Matt. It's his brother. I think it's Emmanuel. He's the
Yeah.
one.
Manuel Chuka. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
but
not Vincent
still, fuck.
Chuka, but still, like
Yeah,
Fred spoke about him being better than Vincent.
yeah.
Um, Then you've got the Hendrickson brothers. One Springbok, other people are calling for the other one to be a Springbok. No Siamasuku, right? But we're just putting in Jordan Hendrickson this time. Andre Esterhuizen, Lucania Arm, Marcus Oloma PP, whoever's just floating around in 14, doesn't even matter. And then Apelile Fasi at 15. Should we go to the bench, Brian? Do you have the
Yeah,
bench
go for it.
available? I don't
I
have the bench.
do.
Wait,
I'll
I've got
get
it.
the.
I've got it.
Okay.
Let's move on to the bench. Fez Mbatha, Trevor Nyakane, Rowan Dreyer, Jason Jenkins, James Venter, Grant Williams, Sia Masuku, and Jerenza Julies.
Yeah. So, like, if you put this into perspective, right, that's 11 current Springboks, right, in that starting lineup, and then you have, um, then you look at the bench, for example, and then you have Grant Williams, current Springbok. Sia Masuku's been called up to a Springbok camp. He's been in the talks to be there. You have a James Venter, who is not a bad player. It's a great bench option to have. You have Rowan
Got
Dreyer,
a young
former
Springbok
Springbok.
there, Jerenza Julies.
Exactly. Lorenzo Julius arguably could make the Springboks in the future with talent-wise. And then obviously Trevor Nyakane. It's like it's such a good team. And then you also look at the injuries that have to come back. Vincent Chichuka, Ethan Hooker, Francois Fenter. It's like in Chunu. Like it's like it's
How
crazy.
does this team lose to Tui Pilotu, Hugh Jones, and Carl Stein? They're not going to lose. Like, I mean, if you look at Glasgow, those are their boys. There's no way on earth. There's no way on earth that it should be allowed to that the Sharks team lose a single game.
Yeah, look, I said this when the team was announced. I just said, I mean, we're not trying to banter the Sharks. We just have high expectations for them due to what they have at their disposal. So I just said, look, if that team with those players gets played in any game for that matter and they lose, it's a problem. Like, it genuinely is a problem because I look at that team and I just think
On what do
it's,
you blame it? Like, you as a coach, how do you not feel under pressure? Like, everyone would say you've got everything to your disposal. You've got everything you could possibly ask for. What more are you going to ask for? Damien Willems,
Yeah. I think with all of that being said, I do think the Sharks will win, and I think they'll win. I think they'll do a good job. It's obviously a URC game, and anything can happen. It's just part of the URC. It's been a great tournament so far, but I just don't think that Sharks team will lose. I mean, when I look at the last time that group collectively played together, it was the Challenge Cup final. And if that's any indication as to what they're going to go by, they going all the way to the final this year. If that's how they're going to play, because my goodness, that final, like I keep saying, it was men against boys. So yeah, I mean, Evan is captain as well. That will be interesting. I think he had his only good game as a captain ever when he played for the Sharks in that final. I think, so it's going to be interesting.
Evan hates being captain. He just wants to go out and jaw. But yeah,
absolutely.
Okay, return of Siya Kolisi as well. You can't have the return of the double World Cup winning captain. Well, obviously he's not captain for the Sharks, and lose that game. Like, that would be utterly ridiculous. I'm going with the Sharks to win by 8 points, 7 to 8 points, because somehow, like, something inside me tells me that Glasgow's actually still going to win this game. But I would feel horrible to predict the Sharks lose this game with that team.
Yeah, look, I'm pretty confident in the Sharks. I think they'll get it done. I'm not taking anything away from Glasgow. I think Glasgow will give it a proper game just because of the character they have in that team. I mean, to win a URC final with what they have at their disposal and where they had to win it, you can only just say that they've got character in the team. So, yeah, I still think Sharks win by 10 plus. I just think that team's too good. And I'm obviously, look, Plumtree's got something to prove because he's now got everything at his disposal, and it's important that he now capitalizes on that. But I mean, I just look at the players like I said, and I can't see them losing. Not with their mentality, the players that they have, their mentality. I personally think Sharks do it comfortably, but at the same time, it will take 50 to 60 minutes to grind it out, probably.
Yeah, well, they're not the Bulls. They're not going to play 40-minute rugby, so you don't need to worry about that.
But they need to play some kind of rugby. That's the thing. So.
That's the issue, right?
Yeah, but like I said, with the players,
if this Sharks team struggles, I'm pretty sure they've got enough Springboks. They'll just say, fuck it, go away with this Plumtree rugby. We'll just play some ricey rugby. They've been in the training squads. They know how it works. They'll just do that. We'll just play it in black. Surely, just go out there, vibes. Anyway, let's talk about a game that I am very fearful of. You've got Munster taking on the Stormers in a place that Munster has never lost. So it's a fortress for the Stormers to go up against Munster at this place. And it's Stormers' home ground in Cape Town because we've never beat the Munster in Cape Town. Munster would feel like they're playing a home game. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, look, I'm not gonna lie. I'm still waiting for team selection to be put out so that I can make a full, proper assessment of the game. But I'm not gonna lie. If I don't see a France Malhabile, if I don't see Amani,
don't get your hopes up. Don't get your hopes up.
Okay, but if I don't see that, I don't think, and I don't want to be that Bulls fan that's like, Stormers are gonna lose. But I just don't see you guys winning that game.
There's going to be There's going to be no Steven Kitshoff. There's going to be no Frans Malherbe. There's going to be no Salman Murat. There's going to be no Dion Fourie. There's going to be no Herschel Jantjies. There's going to be no Mani Lerbok. There's going to be no Ivan Roos.
Ouch.
Back your team. I said. The Lions are my team. The Lions are my team at the moment. What I was supposed to expect for this game? That we get whacked by Edinburgh and then beat Munster in a place where I'm the one that calls rugby heritage. I think we break rugby heritage this weekend. I'm going Stormers by 6 based on absolutely nothing, just based on that Munster's also shit at the moment and they have slow starts to the campaign. But obviously, they will wake up when they actually have to play the Stormers. But I'm going
Well,
Stormers by 6 points. I will never say my team will lose. But if I was neutral, I would say we lose this weekend.
so like you said, I think both teams have so much to prove in this game because they can't afford to drop any more points. That it's like kill or be killed, you know. So I hope that doesn't get censored for saying that. But like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's now or never to start getting points. And like you said, Munster travel well to Cape Town, and the Stormers have to win. So it's gonna be a good game. But I can just see Munster edging it. Like, yeah,
We've
I
got
don't
nothing to
know.
lose. Brian, we are last on the log.
Yeah, that's not good. That's after 3 games, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
We are
Um,
below Zebre.
oh no.
We are below the Dragons.
No, it's not. It's not great. It's not looking good.
It's terrible. It's absolutely. It's a farce. It's a farce. Like,
but it's just super unlucky the fact that so many players are out. It's like,
yeah, but Brian, like, you know what
but like you
hurts?
said,
Is we
and
don't
we
even
keep,
get losing bonus points. We don't even get the try scoring bonus points.
yeah,
Like,
like
there's just
yeah,
nothing. There's just nothing. Well, we got 5 points from beating Zebre. Woo! I mean, seriously, we don't even get a losing bonus point or try scoring bonus points. Anyway, I'm done talking about this game. As a neutral, I would go Munster by about 6 points. As a Stormers fan, I'm going Stormers by 6 points.
it's good, man. Back the team. It's part of what we. That's what we do.
I
But
will
yeah,
not be backing the Stormers on SUPERBRU, though. If that tells you anything. Oh my word, I missed the game. Zebre versus Lions. They're actually before even the Sharks. What are we
hectic.
thinking
Okay.
there?
Nah,
Taking
Lions still
taking
win
Zebre to the
comfortably.
cleaners.
Yeah. I think the way the Stormers played against Zebre, if the Lions can just pretty much replicate that, then
I'll put
they
50
should
on
be.
them.
It should be exactly. It should be safe. Like that Lions team is just growing in confidence every week. They're looking good every week. A win on tour will do them good, which they've got already. But what I'm saying is, it's already done them good, so they'll be even more confident. Um, yeah. Do we know when Cade's back, Volita? Do we know when
I
he's?
have no idea. I have no idea. All I know is that, I mean, Leland Zas had a field day against Zebre. If you give Rabs Maxwane that amount of space, he's scoring 9 tries. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
I can't see how Zebre even keep it close at the moment, the way that the Lions are playing. I do expect the Lions to drop off at some point during the season because they haven't had like all these Springboks. They've kind of played the same team over and over and over again throughout the end of last season, throughout the Currie Cup till now. So I do expect a little drop off from them, and then they'll pick it up again at some point, but not now. They are cooking at the moment, easily by 30 points. I think they really whack one onto Zebre, like a statement away from home victory. That's what I'm feeling.
yeah. Uh, I've got a feeling it's going to be one of those games where Lions starts extremely well, or vice versa, or however, like whichever way, and then it's just going to work its way out to Lions eventually just, you know, taking it in cruise control because I've seen it many times with Bulls, for example, and Lions where they play like a Zebre or something and they start like a house on fire and then they just tend to slow down a bit towards the end and they let in the opposition to score a few tries or whatever. So I see it being one of those games, but still comfortable for Lions. I've been really impressed by them. So yeah, I mean, if okay, obviously Stormers have to get their act together, and Sharks need
Mm.
to show something now that all the players are back. But it's like the perfect season for all 4 teams to be in the playoffs this year. And I think if I'm Rassi, I'm encouraging the unions to do that because it just creates a lot more depth. It creates a lot more just players grow under those
Mm.
circumstances. So when they play in quarterfinals and semifinals, they learn something new about themselves. It's just that's how sport works. You've got to challenge yourself. So it's a must. Personally, like I said, it's a must that all 4 teams make the playoffs. But that's just my opinion on that.
Yeah, well, if the Lions keep this momentum, they will make the playoffs. The biggest fear is literally the Stormers, because the issues with the other guys, you knew it was like, okay, well, they're just resting the Springboks; they'll come back soon. With us, it's like injuries. You don't know when you're seeing Evan Roos. You don't know when you're seeing Steven Kurtzhoff. You don't know when you're seeing Sasha. You don't know. Okay, well, Moni's on honeymoon, but I mean, he hasn't even been in the training squad. So what? Is he coming back and immediately going into that 10 jersey? Probably not. So yeah, it's just a bit of a shit show at the moment with the Stormers. Like, and it feels like everyone's just got injured, like right now. So they'll be out for quite a while.
Yeah. Anyways,
I'm
like,
nowhere.
yeah. Who's do you know who's after Munster? Is it Glasgow? It's Glasgow, isn't it? Oh my gosh, it's so tough.
We're gonna be 1-5. We're gonna be 1-5. I'm telling you now. Out of 25 possible points, we might have 5 points. We might have amount of points that the games we've played. Imagine that.
Yeah, it's a bit wild. Like, yeah, I hope that they turn it around. Like, I think it would be great. But yeah, I mean, those are 2 tough. Obviously, I think if you ever want to beat Munster, the time is now. But like you said, Stormers aren't finding themselves in a great situation, so it's not an easy game. And then obviously Glasgow is Glasgow. You can never, both of those teams, they winners and semi-finalists. It's
Let's
just,
stop talking about the Stormers. Let's stop talking about the Stormers.
Yeah, okay,
if you
we'll
don't
leave it at
laugh,
that.
you'll cry. You'll cry.
To be fair, I did
I
go
just
through
prefer
that
to live
stage.
in this little blissful world of 2022, 2023. Because you could smell this coming from last year. Like, I've talked about, how many times did I speak about the Stormers being like, doesn't feel like the same team. And look at us now. It's a total shambles. It's because of that transfer window. Who's there? Have you seen any signings?
Nah,
I mean, I've
nothing.
seen a guy playing for us that's from Zimbabwe. What's it? Evers from Zimbabwe. Where's my Griquas? That is what Anyway, we spoke at the start about Ulster and Ospreys. I'm going Ospreys to win, home ground advantage. They just beat Connacht as well.
Oof, what was that score? Wait, you mean Ulster, not Ospreys?
I'm going Ulster to win.
Oh yeah, it's okay, cool. Yeah, I agree. Ulster to win. Yeah, I think they'll just edge the Ospreys, but like it makes you. The Ospreys are like this season. They're making you double guess your picks. Like,
but it's gonna be a tight one. This one, I'm going Ulster purely on vibes and home ground advantage and a Jacob Stockdale chip and chase. Like,
yeah,
Jacob Stockdale chip and chase is second best to Ricky January's. Like, this guy, he's got a lovely little chip and chase.
He had us at Loftus with that chip and chase.
I know.
It was
Yeah,
crazy.
the All Blacks as well. Yeah, he's had a couple of people with the chip and chase.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Ulster will be a bit too good for Ospreys. It should actually be a very good game. So
yeah,
yeah.
I'll be splitting the viewership between Bulls and this one. Let's say 10 minutes each. Anyway, next up, Edinburgh Cardiff. I think this is a saucy one as well.
Nah.
Cardiff doesn't lose by much, brethren. Like,
that's
you always
fine. I still think Edinburgh take it though.
Yeah, but that's not up for debate. But I think it's a juicy game. I think Cardiff scares them for a little while, and then they just bin it away.
Yeah, arguably, yeah. But I don't know. I personally just gut feeling. If I just think of the game, I think after what Edinburgh. Okay, we won't bring up who they did it to, but
yeah,
like
but
what they did last week. I mean, to be fair, like that was impressive because regardless of who.
Do you think Edinburgh were that good? Like, the Stormers never looked like they were going to win the game, but Second half, 50 minutes in, we were 14-14 until the try just got taken back. We never looked like we should have won that game, but Edinburgh doesn't look good.
Yeah, they
look
don't look
shit
great.
against the Lions as well.
But then again, Cardiff don't look great either, you know. So
But Cardiff never look great. Cardiff is that team that embraces being shit. And that's why they never lose by much. They never win by much, but they never lose by much. They just embrace, okay, we're shit. Everyone's going to write us off. And then somehow we'll just get it done. We'll just get our losing bonus point every single time.
Yeah. No, look, I just have this feeling Edinburgh takes it pretty easily.
Okay.
But yeah, let's have a see, because obviously, like
Edinburgh
we said, like Edinburgh have, I think, on paper the better team compared to Glasgow, for example. But they just don't live up to that standard. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So it will just be an interest. Yeah, I think if you look on, like I said, on paper, it's just that Edinburgh team is actually very good. So yeah, it will be interesting, very interesting. But I think they should take it comfortably.
How much is comfortable?
I'm gonna go 15.
I'm going 6 or 7 points to Edinburgh. Just feel like, God, as I said, they never lose by much. Okay, well, talking about never lose by much, here is someone that's going to lose by much. Connacht is going to lose by much against a full-strength Leinster team. I don't know if it's a full-strength Leinster team, but surely they've only played one game, so just play them again and whack Connacht.
Who's at home?
Connacht. I think it's a away beatdown.
No, listen up. Even though it's never happened at a full-strength Leinster side, Connacht are their bogey team. Like, it's just...
No, Ulster is their bogey team.
Oh, is it Ulster? I thought it was Connacht. Sorry,
yeah, Ulster's the bogey team.
Okay, so for some reason I was thinking Connacht were. Yeah, look, that's not good. Never mind then.
They're getting whacked. I'm telling you now.
Full strength, yeah. Look, even if they were the bogey team, full strength Leinster doesn't lose any of those derby games, in my opinion. So, yeah, Leinster to win that comfortably.
The thing is, Leinster should have whacked this Munster team by even more. They just had a total drop-off in the second half. Yeah, Leinster by 20.
Yeah, I'm going to go like 8. I'm going to say 18 or 17.
That's probably more realistic, but I mean, it is what it is. Finally, Dragons Benetton. Okay. Dragons at home. I'm going upset victory. I'm calling the upset. I think Benetton gets cocky. They think everyone's going to be the Sharks team that they faced last weekend. Obviously, Rainer Smith, scintillating game. But Dragons at home, they pulled even the Lions close. I'm going with the Dragons to get it over the line. Dirty win, though. Like a proper scruffy battle. Gets it over the line.
I think, throughout the whole weekend, this is the toughest game to call, actually. Like, Benetton, I look at their side, and obviously, look, you see an Italian side, and you're like, oh, okay. But then you actually look at the team, and they're not bad. Like, on paper, they're not a bad side. No,
not at all. Minoncello and Breaks.
And Gallo from Argentina. There's obviously they've just signed.
Are those two? Are Minoncello and Breaks even playing at the moment? I don't think so.
I don't know if they're playing, because obviously I haven't seen enough. But I saw there were some Italian. There were internationals playing this past weekend, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah. Look, ultimately, I'm going to go with Benetton. I just think something has to click at some point. It will be, like you said, tough game, pretty close. But I think Benetton just edged it at the end. I think something has to click for them. But we keep saying this, right? So we keep saying, oh, Zebre look like they have some promise. And then next game they lose by like 50. So it can't happen. Like, they just, after that Sharks game, Benetton needs to build on it. Otherwise, it's going to be a terrible season.
But I've just been so impressed by the Dragons. Like, even last weekend, like, they haven't gotten the results, but they've pulled the big teams very close. I think Benetton is finally the one that they will see as we can beat them. Like, the Lions have been looking very good, but let's not act like that it was easy work going up against this Dragons team. Dragons have been getting better and better. They've even beat the Ospreys, by the way. Benetton is still that team that at home drew against Scarlets. It clicked a bit more against the Sharks team, but wow, the Sharks team was bad. Like, but then again, this Dragons team lost against the Sharks team.
It's a weird season. It's just one of those seasons where if you're not switched on from the get-go, you can lose the game. So
I just want to call the upset victory. I have been impressed by the Dragons. I've been impressed by all the Welsh teams. I want to give them a win. Otherwise, I'm not giving Scarlets a win. I'm not giving Ospreys a win. I'll give it to the Dragons. Charity vote. Call it that. By 2 points.
Yeah, I'm going to say Benetton by 3 or 4. But that's a really tough game to call. I wouldn't be.
Don't you think this is one of those that just comes down to home ground advantage?
It could. But I don't know. I think both teams have been Benetton's been quite underwhelming. I think that the Dragons just haven't got that result that they're getting so close to. So it's going to be a good game. Both teams will definitely want to win. Well, obviously they're going to want to win, but they're going to want to win by playing good rugby is essentially what I'm trying to say, because it's all good winning, scraping victories, but at some point you want to win a game where it's like you played good rugby, and Benetton just did that against the Sharks. So interesting game.
Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Unfortunately, Brett couldn't make it, but thank you very much for liking and subscribing and commenting and just being involved with us. We do appreciate you guys. Stay tuned for Monday's video. We'll talk about this weekend's GRC, see how well you get on. Please remember to go into the comment section, join our SUPERBRU League. The three of us do very badly, so just show us how good you are. Anyway, goodbye. Thank you very much. See you Monday.